The OpenVPN 3 Linux project is a modern client built on top of the OpenVPN 3 core library, which is also used in the number of OpenVPN Connect clients. Unlike older versions, this client has a new architecture designed to make things easier for everyday users. It allows non-admin users to start and manage their own VPN sessions without needing special permissions. In this video, we walk through how to install the OpenVPN 3 client on a Linux distribution. In our demo, that's an Ubuntu. We'll also cover how to import the user profile and connect to CloudConnexa. In order to do so, a user needs to log into their client portal. But before we start, let's look at our environment. I'm logged into my CloudConnexa admin portal, as you can see on the screen here. So if we look at under networks, we can see that our network is connected to CloudConnexa. Here it is. And then I have some resources shared for the users. As you can see on the screen, crm.nobase.local is the one that we're going to test. Let's look at our users. We have a number of users here. The user that we're going to use for this demo, it's going to be Emma. And then the client portal address or URL, as you can see on the screen. This is the one that we're going to use. Going back to my Ubuntu machine, I'm going to use the same URL to access the client portal, and we're going to log in as our user. So let's go ahead, type the password, and sign in. The very first page user sees after login is the instruction how to get connected. Depending on the operating system, they may have to download the OpenVPN Connect app, but here we're talking about the Linux. So let's go ahead and click on Linux option here. It will redirect us to a tutorial page, step by step, how to install the OpenVPN 3 client on different distributions, how to use the OpenVPN profile, some mandatory commands and optional commands, and so on. Just a side note here that release notes are available in the project's Git repository under tagged releases. We'll be providing packages through multiple software repositories, but if you're looking for a stable production-ready version, be sure to use the repositories labeled for stable releases. In this table, you can see which Linux distributions are supported. For example, I'm using Ubuntu 24.04 and my release name is Noble. So let's go ahead and start. First, we're gonna start by installing the OpenVPN 3 client. You can see here that we need to install the OpenVPN repository key that is being used by the OpenVPN 3 Linux packages. But before we do so, I want to make sure that I have all the needed support packages already installed. So let's go ahead and bring up a terminal here, and here we go. So I'm going to run this command to make sure that I have all the supported packages. Let's type the password here for Emma, and here we go. This is going to take a few seconds. And it is done. Let's clear the board. So now let's going back to our instructions. We need to run this command to install the repository key. So let's copy this and paste it and hit enter. Okay, this is done. Let's clear again the board here. And if we move forward, we can see that we run this command to obtain the Linux distribution specific information and assign it to our distribution variable. And so let's go ahead, copy this, paste it here, and run it. Now let's move to step 4. This is where we're gonna install the proper repository. So let's copy the command again and paste it here. Good. Let's clear the board. And we're going to move to step 5, which is basically getting all the latest packages that we need. Let's run this, which is sudo apt update. And this is going to take a few seconds here. Now moving to step 6, this is where we're going to install the OpenVPN 3 package. Let's clear the board. We're going to copy this command and run it here in the terminal. Again, this is going to take a few seconds. Okay, installation is complete. Now, if you want to see what version of OpenVPN 3 is installed, you can just run OpenVPN 3 version, and we can see that we have the version 26 installed on this computer. The next step is importing the user profile into the configuration manager. But before we do so, we need to download that profile into this machine. And the easiest way to download the profile is going back to the client portal. And if we click on my devices, let me expand this window. We can see that under devices, we have a Windows machine for EMA, but we don't have the Linux machine. So let's go ahead and add device. Now, this can be done by the administrator on the admin portal as well. But since the admin hasn't done this in this demo, so we're going to do it here. Let's call it EMA_Linux. This way we know which one is a Linux machine and which one is a Windows machine. So we got EMA's Linux here. Let's click on download the profile. Here is asking for the region closest to where EMA is. EMA is in Los Angeles area, so we choose Los Angeles and click on download. Now we can see the file is downloaded here. One suggestion to rename this file, make it easier for the following steps. So I'm just going to rename this file to just EMA and leave the extension as is. Also make a note of the path that this file is downloaded. It's in downloads folder. Now let's go back to our instructions and continue with our steps. So the next step is importing the profile into the configuration manager. When we look at this command, we can see that it's going to be stored under name CloudConnexa. We can change this if we need to. Also, this flag basically is ensuring that the connection profile is preserved when the system reboots. We need to make a couple of changes here. First of all, we need to give the profile name here, the one that we just downloaded. And also we have to change the path to that profile. So let's go ahead, copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. So let's go ahead and change. If you want to change this name, CloudConnexa, you can. I'm just going to leave it as a default for now and change the profile name to what I just renamed, which is EMA, and then set up the correct path. And I have an extra character here. Let me get rid of that and hit enter. We can see that the configuration was imported. Moving forward, we need to grant the root user access to imported CloudConnexa profile. So we're going to copy this command again and paste it here. Let me get rid of this extra character here and run it. And we can see that the access has been granted to root. Now we have a couple more steps to do. Let's move to next step, which is starting the VPN session and create the necessary symlinks in the system directories. So I'm going to copy this and let me clear the board here and paste it here. Let's get rid of this extra character and hit enter. And we can see that here it says created the symlink. Moving to mandatory commands, we can see there are some commands that we can use. For example, to start a one-shot configuration profile, the first command, that's the one that we can use. If we want to import a configuration file for reuse and start a VPN session, then the second command is the one that we're going to use. And then the third one is the starting a new VPN session from an imported configuration profile. We're going to run this command to see what happens. But before I do, for the configuration profile name, we need to make sure that we change that here and put the right configuration name. Now, if by any chance you can remember how the configuration name was named, you can just run this command, which is OpenVPN 3 config list, and it gives you the configuration name. We can see our configuration name is CloudConnexa with uppercase C on both Cloud and Connexa. So we're going to run this command. Let's copy this, paste it here, and change the configuration name to CloudConnexa and hit enter. And we can see that it's asking for the username and password. So let's go back to our admin portal for a minute. As we can see, EMA is part of support group. And if we look at the groups, support has the connect auth to set to every time. So that means is that the user has to type their username password every time they want to log in. Now, if this was set up to no, then it wouldn't ask for the username and password. But since it's configured to every time, it's asking for the username and password for Emma. So Emma, every time she connects, she needs to type her username and password. Let's go ahead and type that and hit enter. Now we can see that Emma is connected. So let's go ahead and test this. We're going to try to access one of our resources, the one that we talked about earlier, crm.nobase.local, and you can see that we can access it. Now, here in the terminal, if I run the IP address, we can see our tunnel information here with the IP address from our WPC subnet. So for more information, please visit our website, openvpn.net. On the resources tab, we have documentations and tutorials.